Assalamualaikum to Miss Nur Hayati Abdurrahman. My name is Nurul Athirah binti Ridzuan from BA2423A. So today I would like to present to you the project business of knitwear. Why I choose knitwear? Because nowadays knitwear is a trend among teenagers. So I decided to sell the knitwear. This is my projections for months. So this is assumption for the unit price. Competitor's price 40 ringgit to 80 ringgit. So I assume for my knitwear is 55 ringgit. The unit cost is 25 ringgit. How I get 25 ringgit? I get 25 ringgit is from total variable cost 62,000. So the labor salary, I have 4 labors. Each labor receive 1,500 ringgit. So the total is 6,000 ringgit. Electricity bill is 300 ringgit. Water bills 50 ringgit. Internet bills 150 ringgit. Raw materials, I choose a cotton yarn. Cotton yarns, okay. For 2,500 units, I need to 5 million meter. So 5 million meter divided by 2,500 units, multiply with 27 ringgit and 50 ringgit for the cotton yarn. So I get the 55 ringgit. The advertising is 500, so the total is 62,000 ringgit divided by the production volume 2,500, so I get 25 ringgit. Next, fixed cost rentals 1,000 ringgit, inventory level 200 units. Demand for the best scenario 1,800 and worst scenario is 1,500. So in my business, the number of days per month is 30 days. The number of working days is 5 days a week. In a month, we have 4 weeks, so 5 divided by 4 is 20 days. Number of days in selling season is 2 days. Number of days in full retail for 55 ringgit is 18 days. Discount rate for the clearance sales is 50% and the intermediate sales is 20%. Cost if purchased from supplier is 30 ringgit. This means when my workers is sick or we have a problem with our machine, so we need to purchase from supplier for 30 ringgit. Next, for the revenue, I assume for the best scenario is 110,000. For the worst scenario is 78,000. For the best scenario is, for the profit is 30,000 ringgit and the worst scenario is 1,200 ringgit. Next, lastly, we go to the one-off cost. I have one automatic knitting machine and the price is 15,000 ringgit. So let's go to the profit model base. At the profit model base, this is my data, my assumption before. So I need to calculate the profit model base. Before that, I need to target the profit. My target is 30,000 ringgit and the revenue target is 110,000 ringgit. So firstly, I need to calculate the revenue. Revenue is come from the unit price multiplied by quantity sold. I get the 99,000 ringgit. Next, variable cost, I need to multiply between the unit cost and quantity produced, which are 62,500, and then fixed cost rental 1,000 ringgit. One-off cost for the machine is 15,000. So to get the profit, I need to subtract revenue, variable cost, fixed cost, one-off cost. I get the 20,500 ringgit. So it doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't achieve my target, 30,000 ringgit. So I decided to make two-way table between the demand and unit cost. Okay, the unit cost range I made is from 21 to 26 ringgit, while the demand is 1,500 to 2,100 units. So when I calculate and see all of this, the nearest target for 30,000 is 31,500, and the demand I need to change to 2,000. Okay, let's see. How about if I change to 2,000? Yes, it achieved my target and also it achieved my revenue too. Next, let's go to the profit model verse. At the profit model verse, I also use my assumption for the worst scenario. To calculate the profit model verse scenario, I need to target my profit. My target profit is 1,200. The revenue target is 78,000. So firstly, I need to calculate the revenue. Revenue is come from the unit price multiplied by quantity source. I get the 82,500. Variable cost from unit cost multiplied by quantity produced. which are 62,500, then fixed cost 1,000, more of cost 50,000. So the profit that I get is 4,000. As you can see, it doesn't achieve my target. However, I decided to make a two-way table between the demand and unit cost. Okay, the range is 21 to 26 ringgit, while the demand is 1,300 units to 1,600 units. When I calculate and see all of this, as you can see, this is the most nearest to my target, 1,200, which is 1,250, and the demand I need to change to 1,450. Let's go to change the demand. Is it true? Yes, I get the target, 1,250. This means it's nearest. Same goes to revenue, 79,750. Then let's go to the markdown pricing. Okay, at the markdown pricing, this is my retail price, 50 per ringgit. Inventory 200 units per month. Selling season today is 2 days. Days at full retails is 28 days. Intermediate markdown is 20%. Clearance markdown 50%. At this sales data, the price that I sell for the knitwear is 55 ringgit. So I make assumption for average daily sales is 25 units. Next is 44 ringgit. This comes from the 55 ringgit multiplied with 1 minus 20%. For this 20%, I calculate from the 25 units multiplied with 10% because I assume that daily sales will increase by 10%, so it's become 28 units. At the intercepts is 40. This means regardless of anything happen to the price, my daily sales price would be Rm 40 ringgit. 40 is come from the intercept of average daily sales and price. Then we go to the slope. As you can see, my slope is negative 0.2727. It's also come from the average daily sales and price. Okay, the slope means if I increase the price, my daily sales will start to reduce because it is minus. But the number is quite small, meaning I can still increase or reduce the price, but not too much. Next, let's calculate our retail revenue. Okay, my retail revenue is 38,500. It's come from the retail price multiplied by unit sold at retail. This is for 28 days. It's actually, my retail revenue is positive. It means it's good for my 28 days. How about we see it for my 20% discount for the first day? Okay, discount revenue, I must to multiply between the discount price and unit sold. I get a negative 32,032 ringgit. This actually doesn't achieve the discount revenue. Is not good for the 20%. However, let's go to the 50%. For the next day is the clearance revenue is 6,270. It's come from the clearance price multiplied by unit sold at clearance. So the total revenue is from the retail revenue, discount revenue, and clearance revenue is 12,728. Okay, as I said that I'm not satisfied with my discount, which is 20%, I decided to make a scenario summary. At the scenario summary, before this 20% is 12,738 ringgit. So I decided to have more total revenue, so I get a positive number than a negative. So I decided to choose 40%. It is a 20,317 ringgit. How about if we change the inventory, intermediate sales, and clearance sales? Okay, let's go to the scenario summary 2. Okay, before this, my inventory is 200. My intermediate sales is 20%. My clearance sales is 50%. How about if I change it to another? So I decided to make a range between this number 10% to 60% and 60% for the clearance sales. So in this range, I decided to choose 130 inventory, intermediate sales 40%, clearance sales 60%, and the total revenue is 17 30,094. Why I choose this? Because I want my total revenue is higher than before this one. Okay. Next, let's go to the outsourcing decision model. Outsourcing decision model is for my what is better? Is it manufacturer or purchase from supplier? To calculate the manufacturing cost is plus between the fixed cost and unit variable cost multiplied by production volume. I get 63,500. For the purchase from supplier is unit cost multiplied with production volume. I get 75,000. So, how do I know which is better? Is it manufacturing cost or purchase cost? I make a cost difference. So, manufacturer subtract with the purchase cost, I get negative 11,500 ringgit. When I get a negative, it means my best decision is manufacturer. Okay, however, let's go to check. How about if I choose purchase from supplier? If I choose from purchase from supplier, I need to change my unit cost from 30 ringgit to 25 ringgit 36 cents. However, I stick with my decision that I choose the best decision is manufacturer, because as you can see, the different price between these two is 36 cents. Okay, now let's go to my assumption. Okay, based on my reflection, all of my decisions, my assumptions, there are many things that I should revise. So, based on my assumption, most of them are not valid. So, I think I should revise it. The things that I revise it first is come from the demand-based scenario. Before this, demand-based scenario is 1,800 to 2,000, while the worst scenario is 1,500 to 1,450. Why I revise this? Because I revised it because I want my profit revenue, target revenue, and also profit is 30,000. So the nearest to 30,000 is 31,500, while the 1,200, the nearest target is 1,250. While for the revenue worst scenario is 78,000 to 79,750. However, at the revenue best scenario, I shouldn't revise it because it's the same number, 110,000. As you can see, 110,000, yeah. So I don't need to change it, to revise it, yeah. And lastly, for the discount rate, before this is 50%. However, I revised to 60%, while the intermediate sales is 20%. I revised it to 40%. Why I revise it? Because I want to get a positive total revenue and higher before this. That's all from me. Thank you.